press release out in my district.
Okay. The Rules Committee will come to order. We are here. I will acknowledge to Mr. McGovern that this is an emergency meeting. I'm looking at my paper here, and I just want everyone to, this is an emergency meeting.
Yes.
It's just that I've heard talk of the magnitude of emergency meetings in the past, over issues that have been addressed. And by the way, I should say for the record that emergency meeting simply consists of consideration of a measure. Doesn't mean that the legislation itself is. But in the case we're dealing with today, this is an emergency meeting that is being held to deal with a very urgent matter, and that is at midnight tonight, the Patriot Act is scheduled to expire. And as you all know, this measure is before us. It has just passed the Senate by a vote of, what was it, 70-something to 20?
72 to 20.
73 to 20. Anyway, it carried pretty big.
Okay.
And so we would like to proceed with moving this Senate amendment to the floor, and we have a rule which is before everyone, and I'd like to recognize the gentlewoman from Grandfather Community, North Carolina, to offer a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move the committee grant a rule providing for the consideration of the Senate amendment to the House amendment to S. 990, the Small Business Additional Temporary Extension Act of 2011. The rule makes an order or motion offered by the chair of the Committee on the Judiciary or his designee that the House concur in the Senate amendment to the House amendment to S. 990. The rule provides for 1 hour of debate on the motion, with 40 minutes equally divided and controlled by the chair and ranking minority member of the Committee on the Judiciary, and 20 minutes equally divided and controlled by the chair and ranking minority member of the Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. The rule waives all points of order against consideration of the motion. Finally, the rule provides that the Senate amendment shall be considered as read.
You've heard the motion of the gentleman. Let me just very briefly say that we know that, and I'm in large part responsible for the fact that we're here. The reason is that I believed when we were legislating this through the prism of September 11th that we needed to have sunset provisions, and we needed to ensure that the Congress was going to not only focus on national security, but at the same time recognize the civil liberties of our fellow Americans. And this is a very hard-fought compromise, which is a 4-year extension, and I believe that in the wake of the capture and killing of Osama bin Laden, that these tools, the roving wiretap, the business records, and the lone wolf provisions are very, very important. And the fact that there has been this compromise, I believe, should lead us to move to the floor. So I'm urging my colleagues to support the motion of the gentlewoman. Is there any amendment to the rule?
We have no questions, Mr. Chairman.
If not, the vote occurs. Mr. Without objection, Mr. Hastings has requested that the statement of administration policy be inserted in the record, and it will be done without objection. And the vote occurs on the motion of the gentlewoman from Grandfather Community. Those in favor will say aye. Those opposed, no. Through the chair, the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to, and I will be managing this for the majority.
And Mr. Polis for the minority.
And Mr. Polis for the minority. Let me just say that we plan to meet next Tuesday afternoon for the first of our series of appropriations rules. And we will obviously be, with that, launching the great new process for consideration of appropriations bills.
Open rules.
Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
Very
afternoon, like what time?
Excuse me, 5 o'clock?
5.
Oh,
That's
all
our
right. I
usual
thought when you
Tuesday.
said that, I'll look at the
Excuse me,
flight.
what are you saying?
Yeah.
5:30.
5 or 5:30 is
Thank
what
you.
Mr. Halpern is saying. It's the only testimony we've been able to get out of him from the desk here. But anyway, thank you all very much. So we will move to the floor now. Without
Thank you
objection,
very
this committee
much.
stands adjourned.